I think one of the things I say is like corny or again is an overdone thought or something that I often schlub off is personal experience because I feel like an old hippie white lady when I say it. Personal experience. It shapes everything you do. But low key, yeah. And I kind of love that idea that, like, oh, if you tell, you know, 800 people to paint a cat, every single cat will look different. Is that necessarily true? No, but, like, kinda, yeah. And again, then there's this whole conversation with AI and people, like, losing some of their experience. But also, at the same time, everybody has a shared experience. And these are all very basic. I talked about this in another video, basic thought versus fundamental thought. These are all very basic thoughts of, like, everybody experiences things differently. Oh my god. Yeah. And what do you do with that? It's like, and what do you do with that? So, in terms of original thought, or the idea of original thought, it's kind of bullshit to me. Not I don't care about free will type conversations, not even that. But like original thought, like, oh, this was a brand new original thought that nobody's ever thought before. I don't really think that, like, I think you yourself can think of something brand new to you, but in terms of like the world, it might not be a brand new thought. Which doesn't mean that it's not a good thing to think of. Like if I, you know, had a dream about socialism and then I wake up and I'm like, guys, we should be doing this thing. And then it's like, yeah, Brooke, you thought of that all by yourself. That's awesome. Also, these other people thought of that as well. Great. I think of this often in like the things that I'm making or doing. Like I made a really dumb idea sculpture recently, and it was like the immortal snail meme of like if you would be a billionaire but a snail chases you and if it touches you you die. I made that idea as if it was chasing a politician. Hilarious. Probably that thought has been done before. Like that like someone has thought of that. But I took time with that idea to make the sculpture so specific, like so specific that it like is so specifically my like experience, thought, process, hands, da da da, and like even then I wonder, does that make it an original thought? Not necessarily, because the objects and the things that I was, using, the components, none of those things were really new. It was like documents, an orange, a snail. Like those are all things that are not new. But assembling them, I tried looking up. I was like, orange this, snail that, blah, 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 blah. And like, and then that becomes its own thing is like how often as an artist are original thoughts really original? And that's your choice. Like you have to choose which ones you hone in on and are, you know, gonna fully fledge out or like take time with, which is a whole nother conversation of like, what do you spend time thinking about? What bothers you? What blah blah blah. But in terms of like an original thought, I've recently been very frustrated with like some of the ideas I have. I feel like I'm stuck on, and I'm stuck on them because of like the object or the thought, but I can't pinpoint a feeling that I'm trying to get at, which is also frustrating because then people are like, again, this is like internet opinions of like, you don't need to have the idea fully fleshed out. You just need to like start doing stuff. And like that's true. That's true possibly. Um but I think also I've been so used to like school brain with, hey, have this feeling picked out. make stuff to chase this feeling. And I think right now I have stuff that I have wanting to do and I don't have a feeling picked out, which is really confusing because it's like then you have this entire range of everything that you could ever do, which is like a freedom and a curse. But in terms of original thought, I have been stressing myself out, I think, too much about original thoughts. Because also, like, and I mean original thought in, like, a big way, but also in, like, a little tiny way. Like, when I have a friend of mine who, like, does not know anything about art. Like, anything. Like, she does not see anything. And I saw her a few months ago in person. I was, like, showing her my stuff. And, like, even my ceramics, which to me, because I've seen ceramics and I've seen a lot of stuff, to me, they're same old, same old. To my friend, it was like, I've never seen something like this. So, like, part of maybe a repetition of a basic idea, a repetition of something that's been done before. Yes, you're bringing new eyes into it because you're making it, but at the same time, to you, the artist, you're doing something that people have done before. So it's this, like, push-pull of, like, the first time you ever see a lamp, I don't know, like something, you know? But then the other idea of that is, like, I had this, I think, today. I, like, saw this painting, which, like, I love Minecraft. It's hilarious to me, and it's, like, a fun thing. And I found this person, stumbled upon this person who does these paintings of video game things. And I don't like paintings. I don't. They were the funniest fucking paintings to me. And, like, that also, and then this gets into this whole thing of, like what hits or not, because a lot of things that, like I'm gonna say scholar artists and, like, everyday people, like, if you make a big artwork thing, the scholar artists are like, this is bullshit, but then the everyday people like it, and it's like, then you also have to decide your audience. And I don't even think I know my audience recently. And then this gets into my whole other topic I was going to say in my other video and I forgot. Is, like, what are you making your stuff for? Who are you making your stuff for? And that is a decision. Like, it is. It's, like, it is a decision of, are you going to really, really, really stress about how you're coaxing the viewer? Or are you just having an idea that you want to put out and let people do what they want to do with it? Because at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you're doing that no matter what. You're saying, hey, I had this thought. You're going to do what you're going to do with it. But then there's also I need to put in a lot of work to coax your thought. And those two things are separate and need to be homogenous for me to feel complete. And I think that I don't recently right now. Like, I have an idea right now, but I don't know how to make people view it the way that I want it to be a thought for me. Yeah. Those need to be two things. And they need to... Yeah. And it's hard, because then that's the personal experience thing. Because then you just have to think, like, well, the dumb person thinks an apple's red. And, like, then you have to go into that. And, like, you have to like, let go of the outcome of what people think, but also hold on to it and let that be something that drives your thoughts. And sometimes I'm like, Brooke, you shouldn't be an artist. You could do better things with your life. And then I'm like, no, I think about this shit all the fucking time. Like, I think about like thought math. I think about how people think about things all the time, and like how they think about what they see, and not even in the fundamentals of like line, space, color. Like, I'm like, no, why are you thinking this? What made this happen? What would make it not like? And then I speak vague, and I sound psycho in these videos. I look back and I'm like, wow, I'm stressing over nothing, but it's just I can't use my words. So what's the